Okay, guys, this is gonna be Road to Diamond, episode 2 of season 7. And before the video starts, I want to just let you know that some of the games, like throughout this series, were not really worth covering. So some games I'll go over everything, but then some games I just won't really cover very much, or just show 1 or 2 plays, or just not show at all. So in this first game, I'm playing GANGPLANK top versus Trundle, which is a really easy matchup, and this Trundle was really bad. As you can see, I'm pretty sure this Trundle was boosted last season because I looked him up and he was just not so hot. So Jarvan does end up killing me here, which is kinda, 1v2, it's pretty good. So this Jarvan's camping me just because I'm pretty much destroying the Trundle. Here I also die. Then Lee Sin tries to clean it up, but I just tell him to get out of there because he isn't going to do anything. So yeah. Next clip is just a dragon fight. And some things has happened in between this, but not much. I actually died, made some really bad mistakes. But this fight is actually pretty good for me, especially because I get 4 kills. So that's just a really big boost. And if you're playing GANGPLANK, you get 4 kills early game, the game's just over basically, unless you have no idea what you're doing. But if you're decent at them, if you get 4 kills mid game, it's just over. So this game just snowballs from there. And here Lee Sin gets a nice Q over the wall, and then they all converge on me in Jarvan's ultimate, but then Orianna and me get a nice combo, so that just kills them, and they were too weak to kill us fast enough, and Soraka doesn't do anything, or any damage at least. So yeah, this clip was pretty good until Lee Sin chased a little bit too far, but here I may have messed up my barrels, but we got it in the end, so that's what counts. Okay. So next clip is something you can always do. You can just after a fight was over, which a mini fight had just ended there, and they were respawning, I just sat in their jungle waiting for them since I knew I was stronger, so that can really be helpful. Here, I thought I was gonna get a good combo off, but Misfortune shot my keg, so it was still pretty good. But it could have been a lot better, and then I probably could have gone on to kill more people if I would have killed Misfortune faster. But then I do overextend a little bit, and yeah, I think minions or one last Lux auto attack finished me there, so that was kinda, well, that was actually my bad. That wasn't unlucky at all, that was just my bad. Here, they're grouped up in a choke point, which is really good for GANGPLANK, so if you ever notice that, just keep trying to bait them in farther. And since they were behind, they didn't really try and go any farther, but if they would have, I probably would have just got a triple kill real quick, because barrels and your ultimate just kill everybody. So yeah, always try and fight in choke points, and especially if you're behind, try and chase them or lure them into bad spots for them to fight. So you just want to know where your champion's good at fighting and where you shouldn't try and fight at. Here I mess up, but I'm so fed it doesn't matter. I can just auto her to death. So I just want to show that. And I think this is the last clip of us just pushing it down. There's not too much the enemy can do. We're just keeping them in their base. So this game was pretty easy, especially after the Trundle was not very good. Yeah, moving on. Okay, this next game I'm gonna be playing GANGPLANK again. So I'm actually starting to think GANGPLANK might be good. At first I thought he was really bad this season, but I've actually been doing better. Obviously that's not very good, but most of the games I've been doing better. And I haven't played this matchup much because Rumble's not very popular, so I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to play it. And I thought GANGPLANK won, but I actually lost a really close 1v1, level 1, so I think that just set me behind. And I'm getting mad because Lee Sin probably should have ganked top by now, but if your jungler isn't helping you, it's not really their responsibility, so you just gotta play the best you can. And there, I was so mad when that last tower shot canceled on the Rumble. So yeah, I'm just feeding, and it's not going so well. But a good thing with GANGPLANK is you can always come back no matter how much you are behind. And hopefully you guys realize that and learn not to forfeit, especially if you're playing a late game champion. Here, Lee Sin gets a nice gank, which he could have done earlier, but it worked out in the end. And this Rumble must have been just put on his extra chromosome switch for a minute and just suicided. That might have been worth if it was first tower, but one, it wasn't first tower, and two, he could have just got it on the next wave instead of forcing it there and dying. So that was bad by him, which kind of helped me get back into the game. I mean, there were a few kills in between that Lee Sin gank and that Rumble kill that like helped me get back in the game, but besides that, we're just like pushing down mid, so we're actually starting to make a nice comeback here, so that's good. And then this brand flashes in and I punish him for it, which is good. So I'm really getting back in this game. And then somehow here I was like getting chased, and then you will see that I'm legendary. So that changed really quickly. So I went from being, I think, 1-3 to 9-3, so that's really good. Here I just get an ultimate kill on the Tristana. I mean, you always want to be looking around the map for ults you can take. Like in GANGPLANK, it's like if you're playing GANGPLANK and you never look around the map, you could really miss out on a lot of free gold and kills. So here, just finishing push. So yeah, playing pretty good. And then this game I got jungle, and it started out really good. As you can see, the score is pretty good, and this gank looks like we're gonna be fine. So I probably should have saved my Q for after Echo flashed, so then I could have ulted somebody else, but I mean, I'm not sure we would have got any more no matter what I did there. So yeah, this game starts off really well, but then their Graves is like really good, and just here's a clip of him just kind of killing our whole team, which I went in too early. Even my team pinged me to go in, so that was I was a little bit salty. But yeah, this Graves basically just took over the game. He might have been like he was probably either a Smurf, or last season he was like high diamond, and these might be his placements or something. I didn't look him up, but yeah, this Graves basically just took control of the game and just killed everybody, so that was unfortunate. Then in between these two games, or not in between those two games, but I played a few games off like camera, but I mean, I think I just won one and lost one, so it doesn't really affect my LP, even though my MMR is pretty good, so I do actually like gain overall. So and this game is another game I'm just gonna kind of skip through because there's not much to cover other than don't be retarded like me. I mean, I had flash. I was BMing the Kha'Zix because I didn't know how strong he was. So don't do that, rule number 1. And rule number 2, flash early. And biggest rule from this game, other than always kill the ADC when they're behind, biggest rule other than that is if they pick Tryndamere and you're playing GANGPLANK, just dodge. There's absolutely nothing you can do. Like, I've played the matchup a few times, and I forget what I put in my GANGPLANK guide, but I mean, if I put that it's like a free, easy win or something, which I may have, yeah, that's wrong. Like, I must have just played against like one bad Tryndamere, but I've played against like 3 good ones recently, or at least decent ones, and there's like actually nothing you can do unless your jungler camps you, and even then they can still just all in you level 6. So yeah, don't play GANGPLANK versus Tryndamere. That's something you got to keep in mind. And then here's the final game. So after those 2 losses, I played 1 or 2 games off screen to get me to like 90 LP or so. So this game was pretty important, because if I lost, then I'd have to play 2 more games and win both of them to get to the series, but if I won, then I'd be in my series. So here, this Zed, twice in a row, was actually really good, and he came up top and helped me kill the Xin Zhao. So I thought this Zed was like really good, but then he just made this one mistake in this next clip. He was like trying to force a dive, and this Xin Zhao was building full tank. So even if Hecarim didn't come, I doubt we would have killed him, but it just ends up being a 1 for 2, I think, in the enemy's favor, so that was not very good. Because this Xin Zhao, like most Xin Zhaos build like Blade of the Ruin King or something, but this Xin Zhao just rushed Sunfire Cape, which was actually pretty annoying. But Xin Zhao is actually a pretty easy matchup for GANGPLANK. Like, you can just farm up and then kill them if they mess up. So here is actually like another thing that made me realize how good the Zed was. We played this dive like really well. Like, if we would have messed up anything, we probably would have died. So I mean, normally I wouldn't take that dive, but the Zed obviously wanted to, so I mean, it worked out. Here we're just defending our mid tower, and this Caitlyn, who is actually super salty, got a double kill, which is actually good. If you ever have somebody on your team that's like really toxic or not doing well, you should try and get them a kill just to like make them feel better and they'll like play better. And here, this clip is pretty good. I might put it in the next montage, which will probably come out in like a week or so, maybe less. Depends how good I play. But yeah, that was pretty good. I just ulted the Jhin, and then the other two, I just barrel comboed them. So yeah, we ended up winning. So surprising. I'm actually in my series to Platinum 3. So in the next episode, we'll see if I get there.